What fire springs forth? What bile does bubble? The black moon swings and the sky stirs trouble. By violent ends, we kill the light. Through the shadows, madness beckons. Weird at night.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, it's Patrick Galactic, and this is the new set for Weird at Night, except somebody messed up the cosmos. Damn it. Spent all day on this and my stupid cat came in and stole my thunder. Alright, there we are. Quite cosmic, I love it. I'm Patrick Galactic, this is Weird at Night. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Love to be with you. I'm just a man, a chair, traversing the ether space. No time, no place. No need for haste. This is Weird at Night. I got everything I need. Got a microphone. I got a chair. I got space. I got this. Is it over here? Is it over here? It's over here. This thing. I got that thing. I got my IWGP World Heavyweight title around my wrist. If you don't know why that's cool, I feel bad for you. But yeah, we're here. So we got a lot to go over tonight. Here's my little agenda. I have some album recommendations for you guys. We got late night stories. We're going to talk about surrealism. We have a new sponsor on the show. I might play some music. We'll see. But I have a really cool bit of a premiere for you today from a collaborator of mine, two collaborators of mine, two very pivotal collaborators of mine. They've done something really, really beautiful, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. We have a new feature called the Weather Report that we'll be looking at in just a bit. But I guess the theme of tonight's show, what I want it to be, is how do we find some kind of release and some kind of comfort with everything as chaotic as it is. I feel bad, to be honest with you. I have a tendency to be ranty, you know, and that's on a good day. But with things being the way they are, with the circumstances being the way they are, and with people kind of seemingly to me freaking out about things that seem irrational, it's hard not to rant. And I've caught myself in a pretty kind of place, you know, the last week, I think. And as much as it's well-intentioned and as much as, you know, it's designed to try to get people's attention and get them on the right side of things, in my case, you know, my worst demons kind of get out sometimes, and my message gets a little muddled in my pissed offedness. And I think a lot of people are going through that right now because it's hard not to. You know, we have very, very, very differing ways of perceiving what's happening around us. And I think that that opens us up to very, very bitter division. And we've obviously been very, very bitterly divided for quite a while now. But, um, me ranting and raving isn't necessarily helping anybody. It's really more for me than it is for anybody else. And I think it's really only helping me more than anyone else. And I don't want to make this show and I don't want to make me kind of an angry thing. You know what I mean? Because this isn't an angry thing. This is a beautiful thing, and this community is a beautiful thing. And the purpose of this all is very pure, and I want to keep it that way. So tonight we're going to focus on some stuff that I've found to be really helpful when it comes to finding escape and finding distraction that is not maybe your average bear's distraction. I do think the screen is looking a little empty right now, so let's just there we go. There's my boys, the raccoons. They are the people that will inherit the earth. I called them people. They're not technically that, but am I? Are we? Um, so I guess first, I'm going to give you some musical recommendations, just stuff that I have found. I found 3 different albums and 3 different vibes. So depending on what you're into, you might really like one of these. So my first recommendation, one of the greatest albums ever made, in my humble opinion. And let's be honest, it's not very humble. I'm sorry, I gotta take the boys down again. Dusty in Memphis. This is a classic record. It's certainly not obscure in any way. It's a well-known, legendary record. Dusty Springfield has a silver voice that is just there's nothing like it. Every song on this record hits in a different way. The feel changes kind of constantly. There's no singular sound that dominates, but it was made kind of in the late 60s in 69, I think. But she kind of went for this combination of like Motown and Memphis soul that was just absolutely stunning. And this is a record that I listen to when I just kind of want that almost like little boy mom comforting kind of vibe. Not mom. That's the wrong way to say that because this record is not about mom. You know what I mean? It is about is sexy. Is a sexy record. Check it out though. Dusty in Memphis. You will not regret that. If you did, I would highly doubt that. Now here is a record you very well may regret checking out. Captain Beefheart, Trout Mask Replica. The reason I'm not playing the music from these albums is because I've already flagged a copyright thing one time, and I don't want to get pegged again. I'm a good boy, okay? But Captain Beefheart, Trout Mask Replica is the exact opposite of Dusty in Memphis. It's a assault on the senses. It's a little mistimed. It's seemingly sloppy, except it's not. It's bizarrely expertly composed. And then you have Captain Beefheart, who is just kind of giving this existential, insane um, uh, stream of consciousness, nihilistic, and then bizarrely thoughtful poetry over the top of it. It's a precursor to punk rock for sure. It came out, I believe, in the late 60s. It's not a record I think you can find on Spotify. I think you actually have to buy it on iTunes, but it's on YouTube. Go find it. It's worth listening to. The reason that I think this album is helpful for me is because that aggressive, fractured, angry feeling can be kind of addressed through this more aggressive, not necessarily angry, but very counterculture, anti-establishment record. So I would very much recommend. So then we jump ahead about 30 years. to a record that came out, I think, in 2006, 7, 8, somewhere around there. The Good, the Bad, and the Queen. This is an album that a lot of my musician friends and I kind of exchange as a way of saying, wow, you're cool too. Like, this is a great, great, great record. It's Damon Albarn from Gorillaz and Blur and his innumerable other side projects. Um, teaming up with Paul Simonon from The Clash and a few other people whose names I can't remember right now. Sorry, guys. But it's a dream lineup. It's kind of walking this line between um, indie alternative, but also with dub influence and African influence, and kind of I think was the springboard for Damon Albarn's even deeper turn into those things later. This is available everywhere. It's a great record, and the reason I like this one is because it kind of captures the imagination. It's a very what I would almost call a visual record, where it's sounds that are so cinematic you can almost see them. You know what I mean? You get very distinct pictures in your mind, and I believe this is really kind of Damon Albarn's love note and whimsical, nostalgic look at London. Um, but it really just comes through in this very innocent way that I think is so beautiful, and it's a record that doesn't get discussed. Um, I don't know, it just doesn't get discussed with the same heft that I feel it deserves. It's a totally underrated album, totally under discussed record, but it like has that whimsy to it, like I said, where it gives you kind of a sense of just escape. You know what I mean? Because I think right now, whether you need something very, very on the nose and in your face to help you escape, or you need something a little more abstract like Beefheart to kind of counter some of those aggressive feelings, or you need something that kind of walks the line between both, like the good, the bad, and the queen. Find something to lose yourself in, guys. It is absolutely the most valuable thing you can do for yourself right now, because we are living in this time of uncertainty. But in that uncertainty, there's a lot of time for us to connect with ourselves, find new things to love. These are all things that I feel passionately about. Whether you like them or not is okay. And if you have your own recommendations, please throw them up in the chat, because I would love for people to kind of see what we're all listening to. Um, and how we're getting through this. You know, what's some of the art that we are losing ourselves in. Yeah. So with that, I think we're gonna jump to oh, let's pay some bills, guys. Yeah. We're tonight. We have been very, very lucky on this show to have some super duper supportive sponsors, and we have new ones every single show. Weird at Night is presented tonight by the People for the Ethical Treatment of the Extremely Wealthy, otherwise known as PATOO. We cage 'em, you pay 'em. Womp, womp, womp. We are also presented by Insecurity, the distrust you can trust. Water. The Status Quo. We've designed your life. Now shut the fuck up and live it. My life is a movie that will never end. Patient acceptance of mediocrity is freedom. Concerned citizens for the destabilization of society ask, did you remember to do that thing? You know, the thing that you woke up and you said you had to do today. Did you? And our oldest and most treasured sponsor. You know it by now. Shitty's Pizza. Shitty's Pizza. The hospital is next door. And it's a classic. You use this promo code, Why God Do We Suffer? You get a free depubing. Depubing, people. Normally $4.99. They scrape it right before they bring it to your table. Limit 1 per customer. It's on the corner of 9th and Nocturnal Drive, just past the memory of your first fully charged smartphone. And that's those are our sponsors. We thank them for making Weird at Night possible. So, if you don't like any of my album recommendations, you could have seen something cool. Now, if you guys are concerned, I fed him at 9:58 today. Not after. Well, it's nice to have company. You know what I mean? You're not alone. You're never alone. Not if you have Gizmo. And everybody's got a gizmo of some type, right? Everybody is a gizmo of some type. Everybody's got a gizmo. Everybody's somebody's gizmo. Be somebody's gizmo. But I guess who I really want to give a big shout out to tonight, my MVP of the show, Tetsuya Naito. If you aren't familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, I'm a nerd. Fuck you. But give it a go, man. It's good. Okay. Was it 10:58? Did I feed him at... Was it 11:58? This is the problem when time becomes unimportant. You lose track of important details. I don't know if I fed this fuck... Why is this still up here? Very pro. Very pro. Also, my table here. My cosmic table. Oh, my God. Let go. Go to sleep. Embrace the darkness. Let it take you. What if we went to late night stories? Yeah. Well, I'm telling another one about me because I'm fucking interesting. That's right. Not really. So this late night story is more about a late night pretty horrible injury, but it's a funny story if you like that kind of thing. So I was in a band in like 2013, I think was the year, and we were asked to play this show. It was a private party. It was someone we knew and liked. And they asked us, they were very enthusiastic about us playing, and we were kind of excited. And then we found out where we were playing, and it was like, it was at the owner of a company I used to work at his house because he was the stepdad of this person. That was a little ironic, just considering that whole situation, and there's no need to go into that. It's not even that interesting. But it was kind of fun, kind of a dark irony that we were going to be playing, and it's a nice spread. And we show up, there's a big party going on. I don't remember if we had to bring a PA or not. I don't think so. But we get everything set up. We get sound checked. Sounds pretty good. We prepare to play. Little time goes by, and finally we get started. And it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. And the band's name was Death by Stars. It's when I became Patrick Galactic. Was around that time, burp. And we were just really riding high, you know? And so played these really passionate sets, and we had this song called Unwavering Light. And this was one of my kind of moments for the camera, you know, like almost like in the set. It was my big moment because I had this part where I just fucking and not like in a anyway, not in a metal way, but like in a like electro punk way. It was really cool. And so that moment came, and I would usually, you know, would get so into it, and I'm doing this kind of motion with the guitar, and I jumped in the air, and I did that all the time, and I was jumping to come down and do this, but I jumped and the guitar strap kind of came off my shoulder, so when I came down, it bounced up, and the pin that holds your guitar strap bounced up and hit me right there, like right there maybe. And it fucked me up. It felt like I got punched in the face. And I mean, not to go on and make myself sound legendary, but I did finish the song without anybody noticing. And after that song, you know, the light was low. I was wearing my normal stuff, and you know, it just felt like I got punched in the face, you know? So I was a little out of it, but we just kept rolling. And about 2 more songs in, I'm feeling a little more euphoric, but I'm also like kind of used to that feeling on stage. You don't, you know, that attention and that rapture of just having people's complete attention on your art is opiate all of its own. You know, it's more powerful than any drug I've ever taken. So you can't trust the fact that you don't feel normal. But anyway, I'm playing, and my pick like slipped out of my hand, which, you know, sometimes you get a sweaty, you know, sweat or whatever. And I tried to like finish the song, but the strings were sticky. And when I was fretting, I noticed that my hands were getting stuck on the fretboard, which never happened. And I looked down, and I realized that there's a little bit of blood on the guitar. And I had a white guitar too. So I'm like, shit, I'm bleeding. But once again, you know, didn't really. So after that song, kind of fumbled my way through the rest of it. I think that was the last song. And everybody's applauding. We're like kind of having a good time, you know, soaking it up. And then they turn the lights up, and everybody's like, ah! Because like literally half my face was like Carrie. It was just blood everywhere. Like I was wearing a white shirt, and I had blood all over my shirt. My face was covered in blood. And for some reason, right at the end of our set, a fight broke out. And so these cops showed up, and I know this is similar to another story I told, but it just happened a couple times, I guess. So the cops show up to this. It's funny because they called the cops, and they showed up in like 4 seconds, like 2 minutes tops. Like it was hilarious because, you know, for people who aren't wealthy to call the cops, you know, it might be 2 hours. But that was funny. But the other part of it was that a fight broke out, and I think somebody hit somebody with a bottle or something. It was pretty bad. And the cops show up, and they're talking to those people, and I'm carrying an amp out with like half my face covered in blood. And the cops look at me, and they're like, "How's it going?" And I'm like, "It's okay." They're like, "You all right?" And I said, "Guitar." They were like, "Oh, gotcha." And they just let me walk right out that way. So anyway, there was a lot more that happened after that, and maybe I'll tell that story another time. But that is my late night story for this week. And I hope you would consider sending your late night story to me sometime soon, because you know what? These are fun, and I love to get the community involved, hear about your stories, hear about what your experiences. You know, I mean, it's late at night. We're just doing our thing, so it's fun when we share, right? So anyway, that's late night stories. Now we're going to another new feature. This is called the Weather Report. So tonight we have a new feature that we've never had before because we don't have many features. It's called the Weather Report. And I'm going to bring in our very first correspondent, Meredith Meyer, the lead singer of the band Mind Beams, Mere Death, artist extraordinaire. Meredith, hello. How are you? How you doing? Meredith. Hey. what what's the weather? Isn't that cute? How I did that with the right? More fun if Meredith, this is a chat kind of thing. This is the platform that you're scaring me. Are you okay? Have you had us? Okay.
You still owe me $50.
God damn it, Meredith! Come on. This is okay. Well, you try. You know, you reach out to people, try to get them involved because you believe in them and shit. Meredith. Well, I'm taking these off because that's not how I roll anymore. Okay. Looks like it is going to be freezing. You're right. It's not just in Seattle. You know what I mean? There is a cosmic freeze too, and it's gross and it hurts. And I have to amuse myself with stuff like this out of sheer desperation. You know what I mean? Because it's hard being me. But we're here together in the ether space, floating through, and it feels nice. I'm glad you're with us, Astral Media. Those are my homies and people who do a lot of cool shit. I stream them on my channel when I'm not live, and they are. So if you haven't, they are in the chat right now. Give them a follow. You will not regret that. They're doing some amazing stuff. And speaking of amazing stuff, I have something amazing for you now. I said it at the top of the hour that we were going to hear from two collaborators of mine, two different collaborators of mine that worked together on their own project. E. Ravenscraft, Emily Ravenscraft, played violin for with me, not for me. She was a force unto herself. She played violin on my most recent EP, No Future to Fear. She is an absolute treasure of a human being, absolute treasure of a musician. One of my all-time favorite musical collaborators I have ever worked with. Please check out E. Ravenscraft. Ravenscraft. It's exactly how it sounds. Check her out. You will not regret this. She is a composer. She is a violinist. She is a fantastic human being. It's all the right things. She's one of the good ones. So that's Emily. The other person is Blazin' Space. Blazin' Space and I are incredibly close, incredibly tight as people, but also as collaborators. And Blazin' Space has worked with me on every important thing I've ever done as an artist since I've been, I don't know, since I was in that band Death by Stars. I mean, I met Blazin' Space about 8 years ago. So we have worked together for a very long time. And I am always impressed with everything that Blazin' Space does. So, without further ado, here it is. I'll let it speak for itself. Prepare to be amazed. I hope you guys are ready, and I hope if you're just listening right now, seriously, watch because this is beautiful. Okay, here you go. Holy shit. I mean, what the fuck else do you want? You know? Me too. I forgot where I was too. I mean, if you joined us earlier, or if you didn't join us earlier and you're just joining us now, I started this off by talking about how ranty and kind of progressively more frustrated with people I feel like I'm becoming. And as justified as I may feel in the things I think, like, I don't feel good acting like that. And I don't want to become that. And I don't want to let this make me into that. And I watched this yesterday. And realized exactly what I needed, you know? So when I told you that Emily Ravenscraft and Blazing Space are two of the most talented people that I've ever worked with, it's not fucking hype, guys. Like, these are artists that are out there that are throwing themselves recklessly at the things that they believe in. And there's people doing that every single day. And there is so much art out there. There is so much media out there. There's so much for you to go find that you can lose yourself in. Instead of losing yourself in that fucking stream on Facebook or whatever, you know, I can't imagine who that's making happy anymore. It's certainly not making me happy. I think I'm getting cracked out on anger, you know, but this counterbalances that so completely, you know, and art is the antidote to almost everything. Almost everything. Can't cure cancer, but it can cure terminal meaninglessness, you know? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I am blessed to have worked with these amazing people, you know, and I am eternally grateful for their contributions to what I've done, but I am so excited for what they do and what they do next. I know I'm gushing. It's a little gratuitous, but that's what I do. The rule of Patrick Galactic is if I like you, you'll know. You'll be embarrassed, but you'll know. And I will delight in embarrassing you to some degree. Um, so, in the mode of finding things to lose ourselves in, that's me looking at me, looking at me, looking at me, looking at me. Um, you know, I don't know if you've noticed, but abstraction and absurdity are kind of big themes of mine. They make me very happy. I'm just a very silly person by my nature, but I love to find the intelligence in stupidity. It's just almost like a hobby, you know. Well, let's close these tabs. Hey, whoops, no research on this show. That was all off the top of my head, guys. So, what I want to talk about right now is Dada. And the reason I want to talk about Dada is because Dada came out of this summary here that I'm going to read to you is very, very general. I'll get more specific after I read it to you, okay? What was Dada? Dada was a cultural movement that was concentrated on anti war politics, which then made its way to the art world through art theory, art manifestos, literature, poetry, and eventually graphic design and the visual arts. The movement, although Dadaists would not have been happy calling it a movement, originated in Switzerland and spread across Europe and into the United States, which was a safe haven for many writers during World War I. An anti art movement, Dadaists attempted to break away from the styles of traditional art aesthetics as well as rationality of any kind. They produced a great many publications as a home for their writings and protest materials, which were handed out at gatherings and protests. The virtual aesthetics associated with the movement often include found objects and materials combined through collage. So let's step back and kind of give that a little more thought. So these people, they talk about it as a political movement and protest, but they don't say what they were protesting. And that's very important to understand. Dada was kind of a reaction to the post-war Europe, which was absolutely riddled with dead people, financially crippled. It did not work out for Europe at all. The big idea of World War One just spectacularly failed. And so all of these people who had been galvanized to go to war, all these people who had been galvanized to um, sacrifice potentially their lives, and many whom had died, hundreds of thousands died um, in these gruesome trenches and stuff. And then they were defeated. They didn't even win. You know, they were just devastated, completely devastated. That society was impoverished and broken spiritually. And so, what they started to do, the rationale of Dada, I'm burping, guys, I'm sorry. The rationale of Dada was that since the world literally made no sense at all, they would make art that didn't make sense, and they wouldn't call it art. If you really look into this, you know it's called an anti-art movement. It sounds pretty much like punk rock, doesn't it? And this is 1919, 1920. But some of the pieces, this is a very famous one by, I believe, Marcel Duchamp. Um, it's a picture of a urinal. Um, yeah, Fountain, 1917. Um, Anti-art, right? So people piss in this. Um, and I took a picture of it and I put it up in a museum. Fuck you, right? Punk rock. But this is also Dada. And this is collage. Um, this is called Cut with the Dada Kitchen Knife by Hannah Hoke in 1919. And you can see it appears to be kind of a, pro Dada document of some type. But it's like a collage and or a collage, you know, type. It's probably maybe a painting. Um, but it's beautiful in its abstraction, and I think you can kind of see the frenzied maniacal state of mind that the society finds itself in. When you look at this, you see people here who, it's the wheels of industry not turning. People, they'd probably hate me critically analyzing this because it's not supposed to be art. Some more here. This is cover of Anna Bloom. It's a book kind of derived from that same time. And there's also another book, Where's Seven. So there's many, many, many more artists associated with Dada. That's my Facebook, sorry. There's many, many, many more artists associated with Dada. But that's, Marcel Duchamp particularly is really, really highly involved. And let's see. Dada artists. So, you have Duchamp. They have Salvador Dali in here. That's absolutely not true. Man Ray is one of those people. Just an incredible, uh, he was a kind of a half a foot in Dada and half a foot in Surrealism. But his photography is intoxicating. It's just, look at this. Okay, fuck you. All right. This is Noir Et Blanche. I don't even know what to say about this piece. It just kind of speaks for itself, Um, and let's see. He worked with reflection a lot. But I know many, many people who just absolutely, Man Ray is one of their very tops. And I really fucked up because I had a chance a few years ago to go see a Man Ray exhibit in Vancouver, BC, and I blew it. So anyway, this is talking about kind of his roots in surrealism here. So Dada is basically just saying that, look, free expression for the sake of free expression is worth it in and of itself. And, I think when we're talking, whoa, no. I think when we're talking now about how to find some kind of comfort in the seeming madness around us, we have to look outside the norms, guys. You can watch Netflix so many times, but I really think try to find something a little bigger. Try to find something else you can lose yourself in that's maybe not as normal. These are ideas. I'd love to hear what your ideas are. I'd love to hear what you guys do to lose yourself in you gotta lose yourself in the moment. Sorry. Okay. Well, whatever. So, Crystal Face, bye-bye. My dog, you can't really see her because Luna, my faithful space dog, has traveled with me through the cosmos to you. I really love you guys, and I'm really happy that you're here with me. And I absolutely adore connecting with you guys on this platform. It's super fun. I've kind of gradually gotten more comfortable and more used to running the technical part of the show, and the storytelling part is easy. I love that part, but actually being able to produce a show that you guys want to tune in for is something that I really, really, it's a challenge that I feel really good about rising to the occasion to do. And thank you guys for continuing to inspire me and for continuing to just participate. It really means a lot. So you saw what Emily Ravenscraft, Ravenscraft, and Blazing Space created, the epic art that they created that we thank them so much for. If you're a creator like Astral Media, or if you're a creator like Blaze in Space, or if you're a creator like E Ravens Crafter, if you're just somebody else who does something else, whatever it is, puppets, music videos, short films, animations, send them to me, weirdatnight@gmail.com. I'm interested, guys. I love, love, love talking about art with the people in my life. So send it to me, weirdatnight@gmail.com. I've had a few people reach out to me about possibly sending me stuff, but I never got anything. Don't be shy, guys. I'm not here to judge, right? It's really just finding the stuff that fits kind of the aesthetic of the show, which is still developing. So this is a great time to do it. So send to Weird at Night. Also, it'd be great if we have more late night stories. Y'all, I've tried to show you what this can be, right? We could talk about, crazy stuff that happened. We can talk about a silly injury that you had, like I just did. It can be naughty. It can be scary. It can be strange. It can be surreal. It can be alien abduction. I don't know. I don't know. I need you to know. I need you to tell me. Please tell me. I love you, baby. So we're winding down. And I think you guys know by now that reality is a conspiracy. I said I wouldn't do that, and I still did it. Still did it. Can't help myself. I am a self-superior little son of a bitch, aren't I? Let's lose ourselves in abstraction again. Wasn't that my whole thing? I'm in jail right now. Every time that I'm smug or self-congratulatory, I have to be banned. It's like the swear jar, but weird at night. So, there's not much left for me to do, guys, except maybe play you one or two for the way out, huh? I'm Patrick Galactic. You are some sexy, sexy people, some sexy astral travelers. Thank you for joining me this wonderful Wednesday morning. And I don't know what I'm going to play, but I presumably something. Let me turn on some reverb to make this a little more spacey. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm too pretty to keep down for too long, right? Yeah, okay. Should it be something, what kind of thing do you guys want to hear? Like something energetic or something chill? What's your take on that? I'll start with something kind of dreamy. Because that's kind of everything I do. But chillergenic. You know, the irony that's not lost on me is that I get this entire fucking thing set up to play for you guys. And I do this show, which I have no idea what I'm doing, right? And I get it all put together and it comes out really good. And then I forget to tune the fucking guitar, and I've been playing music for 25 years, you know? It's just that kind of thing. Goodbye, baby blue. How I'll always love you true. Every tear I shed for you felt like a pound of flesh. Goodbye, baby blue. How I set my heart to you. Everything I say or do, forever in my head. Time left us longing. Lies left us for dead. Goodbye, baby blue. How I'll always love you true. Every tear I shed for you felt like a pound of flesh. Goodbye, baby blue. How I set my heart to you. Everything I say or do, forever in my head. Time left us longing. Lies left us for dead. Your love feels like falling. I see you falling, yeah. Goodbye, baby blue. How I'll always love you true. Every tear I shed for you felt like a pound of flesh. Time left us longing. Lies left us for dead. Your love feels like falling, yeah. I see you falling, yeah. Sometimes it just cuts even when you're playing it, you know? Yeah, that's a song I want to record soon. Really enjoy that one. I got one more for you, and yeah, I think I know what I want to play. This is a really old track. I wrote it about 10 years ago. It's called Galaxies Are All I See. With the new set and the new backdrop, I feel it's appropriate. Sudden sun, could it be that everything I know is me? Starving stars eat my call. Distance has no weight at all. Broken Distance has no weight at all. Distance has no weight at all. Distance has no weight at all. Distance has no weight at all, my friends. Till next time, that would be Sunday morning, 2 a.m. I love you guys, 2 a.m. Pacific. I love you. Thank you all so much for hanging out and talking about art with me. We'll be traversing the ether space again together very soon. And until then, take care. Do no harm.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
So tonight we have a new feature that we've never had before because we don't have many features. It's called the Weather Report. And I'm going to bring in our very first correspondent, Meredith Meyer, the lead singer of the band Mime Beams, Mere Death, artist extraordinaire. Meredith, hello. How are you? How you doing? Meredith. Hey. What what's the weather? Isn't that cute? How I did that with the right? More fun if Meredith, this is a chat kind of thing. This is the platform that we're scaring me. Are you okay? Have you had us? Okay.
You still owe me $50.
God damn it. Meredith, come on. This is okay.